Oh, hey there, folks. I'm Meteorologist Matt Barrentine in our Gulf Stream Center here. Obviously, getting things set up, talking about this severe weather event we are anticipating tonight. It'll be later tonight. Here we are just after 6 o'clock. We're talking probably at the earliest about 10, but probably more like 11 or midnight until we actually get into the storms this evening. So we have a number of hours before we get into this. So I know we've been talking about the severe weather the last couple of days, and I know you're probably wondering, well, where is this stuff? Well, it's still pretty far west of us, and it's going to take some time to get here, and we anticipate overnight hours for the most part with this system in our area. So we're going to have to wait this one out. It's unfortunate that's an overnight event for many reasons. One is, lack of sleep and everything. But two, it's also obviously, it's more dangerous when we have these things overnight because folks don't tend to, they tend to be asleep. So you need a way to get warnings. The best way to do that really is to get our Fox 10 weather app. I know you really can't see it on there, but it's a red app. It says Fox 10 weather. Super easy to pick up. So you should go ahead and pick it up and have it. Our Fox 10 weather app. Great thing about it is, your power goes out. Say you get woken up by thunder in the middle of the night. You flip on your TV, you see me or Michael live because we have some severe weather. Your power goes out, you can just pick up your phone and hit the app, and there's a button that says, live. And you just go to that live button, and we pop right back up for you, giving you all the information you need to get. So it's super good for that. It's also got a good radar on it. And we got short updates there as well if you need to check out a short update at any point. So obviously, we're watching out for some severe weather possibilities. We're in level 2 slight risk for about 2/3 of our area. And then the eastern third of our area is at level 1 marginal risk here for this evening. Start clicking on some buttons here. The tornado risk, the highest tornado risk is going to be west of us. They're already getting some tornadoes, or at least tornado warnings in parts of central Mississippi. And that's where the risk is highest for tornadoes. Our risk is in that 2 to 5% range, 2 to 5% range. I know when folks see that 2%, 5%, that's ridiculously low numbers. Yeah, they are low numbers, but we're talking about something as significant as tornadoes. And, 360 days of the year, we don't have any risk really of tornadoes. It's just a handful of days a year that we actually have even that low of a risk of tornadoes. So it is significant. It means you need to pay attention. It means you need to have a way to get warnings. Once again, our app is a great way to do that. So, it's just one of those deals where we need to continue to pay attention. Now, the highest risk that we have with this system is going to be wind damage. That's in the 15% zone for most of us tonight. So that's a higher risk there of wind damage. Here are the current alerts. There's it's a really large tornado watch that's going on right now. Covers most of Louisiana and a large area of Mississippi as well. Those bright red boxes, those are tornado warnings. You can see a couple of those in Mississippi. And the orange boxes are severe thunderstorm warnings. See a couple of those back in Louisiana. I also see some dark red boxes, that crimson red. Those are flash flood warnings. See one in right there on the line between Mississippi and Louisiana, and another one back in western Louisiana. So those are the current alerts as they stand here right now. Here is the entire system. I'll pop back up on here because I want you to really see this wind flowing into the system. So you need different ingredients for severe weather, and there's two big ones, and the two big ones are instability. Instability is rising, warm, moist air. Obviously, we can get some of that here from the Gulf of Mexico. But this system doesn't have a whole lot of instability. But what it does have is the second ingredient, which is wind shear. And that's the winds that are coming in very strong here at the surface out of the south. In the upper levels of the atmosphere, they're coming in very strong out of the west. So these winds shift with height. Keep in mind, we look at these maps and they're two-dimensional, but the reality of the real world is that everything is three-dimensional. The atmosphere is three-dimensional. And these winds are twisting with height, and they're strong. And that creates a lot of twists in the atmosphere. So when you have low instability and high shear, that's the environment we're looking at tonight. What that generally can lead to are weak, short-lived tornadoes. Now, they're still tornadoes, so I don't want you to think, oh, weak. They're weak for tornadoes, okay? This isn't the kind of setup that will give us long track, EF4 type tornadoes. It's not that kind of setup. But we can get those quick spin-up tornadoes that can do damage. I mean, it's just the luck of the draw. Obviously, they can do damage. And that's the setup here that we have tonight. Closer in, like I said, we have time. Right now, we're getting some rain. It's all very, very light. But if you're watching right now and you're like, man, I forgot the cranberry sauce. Yeah, I'm sure the grocery store is a zoo right now, but all you have to deal with is some light rain. You don't have to worry about any significant weather for the next couple of hours. We're fine for now. Like I said, it's really going to be an overnight event for us. What we're seeing right now is really, really, really light. Just some splatterings of rain here and there for us across the area. Here's the wider picture again. So we're getting light showers. None of this will be severe. The severe stuff right now you can see is from just south of Jackson, Mississippi, working its way back into western Louisiana. That is the severe part of this system. So Baton Rouge is right there, and you can see it's still west of Baton Rouge compared to our area. So it's going to take some time to get here. You know, how long of a drive is it to Baton Rouge? Like 3 hours, roughly? So, I mean, it's got to come from at least that distance to get here, and it's not moving as fast as a car on the interstate. So we've got a number of hours to go. I'm thinking more like midnight before most of us actually get into the storms. I will show you, well, here it is. So here's the 10-hour forecast. You can see the rain chances really do go up around 10, and then it gets really stormy here during the overnight hours. And look at the temperatures. Very mild and warm, staying in the 70s. That's that breeze off the Gulf. Okay, here's probably what you really want to see. And I'm going to take it full screen so you can see it easier and I'm not in your way. So here's the futurecast. 9 o'clock, you can see some showers west of us at that point. 10 o'clock, 11 o'clock. So now we're starting to see the storms getting closer, but we're still kind of to the east of it at that point. So now the models, they have slowed it down a little bit, and I'm kind of with this because of what we're seeing in real time. At midnight, right along Interstate 59 from Hattiesburg back to Biloxi. And, you know, probably a little bit after midnight, just getting into our area then. Now, here we're at 1. Things starting to get really active here at 1. At 2, very active. Look at that. That would be really the highest threat time for us, most likely, right in the middle of the night. 2 in the morning, the wee hours. This is why you need to have a way to get the alerts so you don't just sleep through everything. 4 in the morning, still very, very active. Heavy rain from Pensacola right up through Atmore. And then as we get to about 6:30, 7 a.m., we'll start to see the worst of the weather start moving off to the east. And we'll still have some scattered showers, but at this point, the severity ought to wind down. I actually need to put a few more pause points there. Kind of skipped through that a little bit too much. I need to get a couple more in there for you so you can see what we're looking at. So that's 6 a.m. tomorrow. Let's get up to 8 a.m. as well. Slowly move it there. Here is 8 a.m. So I wanted to show 8 a.m. because it's probably still going to be pretty active over here in the Panhandle, but west of the Panhandle should be calming down at that point. So we'll still have a few scattered light showers later in the morning and possibly even into the afternoon, but they'll all be really light. The heavy stuff, this will probably be the last run of the heavy stuff at around 8 or 9 in the morning, and then that moves off towards Panama City and Dothan and those areas, and we'll just have light showers from that point on. So you can see by close to 10 a.m. This is a high-resolution model, only runs out to about 10 a.m. tomorrow morning. And by that point, things should be winding down for us. How much rainfall are we talking about? Well, a decent amount. Let me get that on there, the numbers. And we're talking about anything here in the purple, it's about 1.5 inches. That covers most of our area, at least on this one. And there's even some red on here getting us over 2 inches. See, Evergreen 2.5, Bay Minette 2 1/3. Look at Milton, it shows over 3 inches. I don't focus too much on these exact numbers because that's not exactly what you'll get. But it does show us sort of the range of possibilities, anywhere from about, on the low end, about 1 inch, on the high end, maybe as high as 3 inches. Most of us will be somewhere in between 1.5 inches. It's probably a pretty fair bet for most of us. Some spots of around 2 inches. Let's see here. Wind gusts. Yeah, I need to talk about this too. It's going to get windy out there, very, very windy. And then as we wake up tomorrow morning, obviously strong storms will still be possible. Temperatures here will be in the upper 60s to start off. So it's very mild and warm because of those southerly winds. In the afternoon, once again, we could still get a few showers or maybe even 1 or 2 thunderstorms still left over in the eastern part of our viewing area. But by the afternoon, the worst of it will be long gone at that point, and we should be doing better. Temperatures will be in the 70s. Wednesday's going to be pretty quiet, and then we get to Thursday. Of course, Thursday is Thanksgiving. Wanted to make sure you saw this forecast. Cool and cloudy, high of only 58 degrees. We have had some rain chances on Thanksgiving because we are keeping an eye on a Gulf low, but most of the models now put that Gulf low pretty far south of us on Thursday, so good news there. I'm bringing down the rain chances. We might still see an isolated shower in the evening hours on Thanksgiving, but we should be fine during the day. It's because there's that low out in the Gulf. That's 6 o'clock in the evening on Thursday. So it's still pretty far away from us. So I feel pretty good about that. We probably won't get anything on Thursday, at least. Maybe we get a sprinkle at 10 o'clock or something, but in the evening. But we won't see anything during the day, it doesn't look like. Now, Friday morning could be a different story. We could have some showers around Friday morning. But once again, the good news is the low looks like it's going to stay well south of us in the Gulf. So even if we do get some showers on Friday morning, they shouldn't be, they certainly won't be severe. They probably won't even be all that heavy. Might just be some sprinkles. I'll keep a rain chance up for us on Black Friday, but I don't think it will be a huge deal for us. Here's that long-range forecast. So once again, obviously, the main thing we're keeping an eye on is overnight tonight, going into tomorrow morning. Around lunchtime, most of the rain will be wrapped up. Wednesday should be pretty quiet, cooler. It'll be in the 50s most of the day. Thursday, we start on Thanksgiving. We start out from the mid-40s in the morning, so it'll be a little chilly to start off with, but, if they're by the oven warming up, should be okay. Upper 50s in the afternoon, should be cloudy through most of the day. That 20% is just for an isolated sprinkle late in the evening. Should be fine most of the day. Friday, we do have a rain chance. Once again, it's mostly in the morning, and it'd mostly be very light. I'm not too concerned there with Black Friday, so if you're doing the shopping thing, I don't know how many people still do that. Shouldn't be a big deal. Just make sure you have an umbrella with you just in case. Saturday and Sunday looks pretty good, actually. Saturday and Sunday both look nice. A little chilly in the mornings, pleasant in the afternoons, partly cloudy skies. Looking good there on both days. So that's what we got going for you in the long range. And sorry, things pop up on here. Once again, we are awaiting the severe weather possibilities. The timing of this will be, like I said, probably, it looks like right now, looking at the models, it may not be until about 11 or maybe even midnight till we really start to see these storms moving in. So this is kind of like an overnight event going into early tomorrow morning around commute time. A big issue with this, too, is going to be travel. I mean, Tuesday's a big travel day. And, of course, Wednesday's the biggest travel day of the year. And obviously, it's going to be in our area tomorrow morning. Wednesday, our area will be fine. But some of these storms, it'll be pretty rough up in New England. And that could really snarl up air traffic across the country because, you put LaGuardia or Newark or Boston out of business, Logan out of business, on Wednesday, it's going to cause some major issues. So just be aware of that. If you're going to be flying the next couple of days, do check your airlines, see how things are going. Things could be pretty rough with all of that. Once again, it's going to be late night for us. There's a couple other things on here. We do have a high surf advisory. You're not getting in the surf tonight, so I don't think that you're really too concerned about that. But I guess if you live along the beach or something, you could see some rough surf out there tonight. Once again, we are in a level 2 risk zone for most of our area, a level 1 risk zone for the eastern third. I know probably the big thing, once again, is the timing, and I'll run through it again. I'll show you the one that's a little bit closer in, kind of gives you a tighter view, but I want to... I know this will be a little confusing. I'm going to put extra couple of stop points in here because if I run through it and I don't have stop points in here, it can get really confusing and hard to follow along. So let me drop a few more in here real quick, and then I'll go over this here for you. And this will be the last thing I do because I got to go do an update into Jeopardy here. We got to do that live because of the severe weather possibilities tonight. All right, so it's a little closer in. Once again, it's going to be late. This is 10. Still just shows some light scattered showers at 10. 11, still the same thing. So when is the storms coming in? And maybe midnight or even after. You can see that there now moving in. 1 o'clock looks like it'll be pretty active around the area. 2 o'clock looks to be very, very active. I think watching all the different modeling, I think right around 2 in the morning, it's going to be shaking and jiving out there. We're going to be rattling the windows, heavy rain pelting to the house. Lots of lightning here. I mean, it's going to be a light show tonight with these storms as they roll on through. This will continue 5 in the morning now. Heavier showers over here in Pensacola, lighter stuff to the west. There might be a little extra secondary action there around 6 in the morning to the west, but the heaviest stuff moving off to the east. And we'll continue to see a few showers and thunderstorms here around 7 in the morning, and then things improving later in the morning. Still have some scattered rain around, but by about 9, we should have, lost all the severe weather possibilities at that point. So we should be doing better, but still have some rain around. So that's the timing of all this. Obviously, stay tuned to Fox 10 tonight. We'll keep you up to date. We'll let you know what is going on with all of this, obviously. And hey, like I said, pick up our Fox 10 weather app. It's free. Gives you the alerts you need. You can watch live, especially if your power goes out, all that good stuff. I've got to go and do some updates here on that update there at the end of Jeopardy. Hey, go watch Jeopardy on Fox 10. We'll have all the details coming up here later tonight as well on Fox 10 at 9 and 10 o'clock. Once again, thank you so much for joining. I appreciate it. I'll catch you later.